Living Local presents Biz Buzz 413 with your host, Jill Munson.
Before we get started with today's episode of Biz Buzz 413, I'd like to thank our first ever Biz Buzz 413 groundbreaker sponsor, Home City Development. Home City Development has been building better neighborhoods since 1967. Based out of Springfield, Mass., Home City believes everyone deserves a quality home because when people have a place to call home, communities thrive. As our first ever sponsor, words are not enough. And for those of you who know me, I'm not often speechless. Thank you so much, Home City Development. A couple additional quick partner shoutouts. Tiger Web Designs. Thanks for making us look awesome on the World Wide Web. And thank you to my company, Hop More, confidence coaching, training, and public speaking for emerging leaders. And of course, thank you to livinglocal413.org. Welcome to Biz Buzz 413. I am your host, Jill Munson. It is so great to have you back with us. I'm having so much fun doing this. I hate it because I'm going to have to tell my boss, Megan, at my part-time job and myself, because I own my own company, that I quit and I'm just doing podcasts. No, I can't. I can't do that, but I wish I could. This podcast is part of Living Local 413's initiative, which was founded by my friend and local entrepreneur, Bill Cole. And he has this mission. It's to really fuel local success through innovative strategies, meaningful conversations, and accessible resources, and putting kind of all together in one place and doing it for all of Western Mass. So Hamden, Hampshire, Franklin, and Berkshire counties, all four of the counties. I do want you to know, if you haven't already, make sure that you check out the 413 Entrepreneur Spotlight. They happen each month and they move around. So just check the calendar, check the dates, but you definitely want to get involved in those if you can. I go to as many as humanly possible. If I'm in the state, I try to go. They're awesome. So check out the Living Local 413 website for that. And if you're interested or you know someone who would be a perfect topic, I am booked through the end of the year, but we have some openings in 2026, and I'd love to know who should be on BizBuzz 413. So email me. You can do it at bizbuzz@livinglocal413.org, and that's one Z and then two Z's. So BIZBUZZ, bizbuzz@livinglocal413.org. And real quick, before I introduce today's amazing guest, let me just say a ginormous thank you to the first sponsor who stepped up, the one who took the chance on us, and we cannot say thank you enough. Home City Development. They're our Biz Buzz 413 groundbreaker sponsor. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you. Today, I have a new friend, and trust me, when you know what she does, you're going to be like, you want her to be your bestie too. Emily Carlson with We Do Travel Right agency owner. Welcome to Biz Buzz 413.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so thrilled to be here. This is so exciting. And I feel very lucky to be talking to you today.
You're so cute. I've known you, but not known you for like ever. Like our circles run in like that.
Yes.
Close enough. And I'm just like, this woman fascinates me. So I told Megan at Chick Media, I was like, Megan, can we please book her on the podcast? And she was like, yeah. And it's perfect timing. End of the year. We can talk about what's coming up in 2026. But first, I always wonder, like, when people are entrepreneurs, if they grew up wanting, like, if you grew up wanting to be a veterinarian or you grew up wanting to be, an electrician, whatever your thing is, right? So I know that you were an educator. And now you own a travel agency. So did you grow up
a little swerve there, right? A little veering off the road a little bit. So I think that a lot of the times with entrepreneurs is that you don't imagine that's going to be what you end up doing. You have all these ideas and you just don't really know why they're there, or you think that maybe it's for another reason. And then suddenly, before you know it, you've invented like a million different businesses. And, it just is one of those things that just ends up happening. Growing up, I always wanted to be an educator. And I love the idea of being able to just put passion inside other people and being able to unlock certain parts of different individuals to just really highlight all of their skill sets and what they can do. I went to school to be an educator.
What did you teach?
I have my
did you teach what grade? What age group?
So I started off my career teaching elementary school. So I taught fourth and fifth grade.
God bless you.
Yeah, so that was super fun. And then I, just became crazy and decided, you know what, I'm going to teach high school. So I actually moved,
Oh,
yeah, I moved over to where I went to high school, actually, in Minnetonka Regional High School. Yay, go Falcons.
oh, shout out. Look at
And
that.
and I was so lucky enough to work over at Minnetonka as a reading teacher. So I taught freshmen, and then I also taught a social media class there. And I also
Wow.
taught, yeah. And I did also teach at Stick as an adjunct professor as well. So I kind of covered all the bases of teaching. I loved teaching. Teaching was amazing. And I still think that a part of me does teach every day, but just in a different way.
That's what I was
Um,
thinking. I'm thinking like, so
yeah,
first of all, to teach. So I don't have kids, and I know do you have two? I think, right?
I have two kiddos. Yep.
You two kiddos, your college sweetheart you're married to, you're like the girl I didn't like in high school. No, I'm just kidding. Um, but but you're like you have to have, I'm assuming, the patience of a saint to be a teacher and a mom and a spouse and all the things. And to me, that like really lends itself to the travel industry because a lot of the things that the hiccups are out of your control, but your clients are expecting that you can fix them. And so you have to be able to have this real level of patience to navigate through that. Would you say patience is one of those skills you brought over from teaching?
It's so funny that you say that because I think that a lot of the skills that I had as an educator absolutely translate over to being a business owner and especially working in a customer service area where you are dealing with customers and vendors and all of these things that you're
Yeah.
having to troubleshoot all these issues. And one of the things that I think that is really helpful, just being an educator, was that my job every single day, I didn't realize it at the time, but my job every single day was to sell and make exciting the most boring topics ever.
Here's
So,
Moby Dick. You're going to like it,
right.
right? Yeah.
Exactly. You're going to love this book. It's so great. Where the what red fern grows. You're gonna love it, kids.
So funny.
So I took all being able to sell things like that, getting kids excited for the MCAS, like, whoa, that's like another thing that was challenging. It has really translated over to getting people excited about their and creating some FOMO so that maybe they actually take the trip and they pull the trigger and they want to do it. So the sales in me started back in the day without even realizing it.
So it's you brought up the need to like the FOMO, right? And in case somebody's
Yep.
listening who I'm old, and so I'm like when there's these acronyms, like I think 6-7 is a thing right now. My nephews keep
Oh
talking,
my
and I'm
gosh.
like, what is 6-7? They're like nothing, and I'm like, how can something be nothing? I don't get it. But FOMO,
Yep.
if you want to know, in case you're like, what is that? We're not swearing. It stands for fear of missing out, and
Yes.
so that's obviously very much a thing. But I think we were talking before we began today about the idea of your tagline, which I absolutely love and believe in, which is life is short, take the trip. And that can be
Yes.
translated into, take the trip, buy
Right.
the
It doesn't
car,
need
the
to be
house, the
about
thing, but
right. It doesn't
right,
need to be trip specific. It's about really just like going for it. You want to do it, do it.
right.
Do it. Just do it right now.
And so when you're working with a customer and they're like, well,
Yep.
I don't know, like, but you're trying to get that message across. What is the reason that you personally, Emily, think that, now is the time? If you keep waiting until the 20th thing or the 40th anniversary, you can be waiting too long. Like, what are you telling customers when
Right.
you're talking that through?
So that mantra has always been a part of my life growing up. I was very fortunate that my aunt and my parents, they would take us on lots of different adventures growing up, and it was always really important to them that we got to have different experiences, whether that be family vacations or going to museums or going to Broadway shows, like whatever it was, like we did it. It was very important to my family growing up. So take the trip, that like mentality was always a part of me. In my adult years, it really became very, very front and center. My mother in 2021, she sadly passed away from pancreatic cancer. And
honey. Sorry.
before that all happened, we I'm one of four kids. So we are all talking about, okay, we're going to do this big family trip. We're going to go on a cruise. We're going to do these things. And unfortunately, those plans never made it across the finish line. And to no one's fault. It just, obviously her health was declining and it was pretty fast. We weren't able to take the trip. So fast forward, and my siblings and I were like, you know what? We're going to take that trip. We are taking that trip and we are doing
Good
it.
for you.
And so fast forward a little bit. My dad gets diagnosed with dementia.
Oh,
I take the year off teaching to take care of him. So we flew him up from Florida. We moved him up to Massachusetts. And I spent the most amazing year with my dad, just really, really getting to get really super close with him and being able to, switch places a little bit, right? Like taking care of your parents is
yep.
such a different thing that you never expect you're going to be doing. But I feel very lucky that I was able to spend that time with him. And so sadly, he passed away in 2024. But my siblings and I, we did take that trip.
Good for
And
you.
we had the most incredible family vacation. And although my parents were not a part of it, that they were a part of it because they instilled that idea of just do it, go for it.
Yeah.
You have a dream, like how are we going to make that happen? Let's do it. Let's go to that place.
Yeah.
So I think that every single day, not to sound corny, but with every family that I work with, I really think about that idea of like, this family is taking this trip. These are memories that they are cultivating for their memory bank because
Absolutely.
these are things that they need. Everybody needs these little small moments, whether that be a trip to Disney. Doesn't have to be that. It can be a trip to New York City. It can be you're going to the park down the road. It doesn't matter what it is. You're just doing the thing and you're making the time to do that with each other.
Do it. Yep. That's life is short. Make the time. Take the trip. So,
Absolutely.
All right. Tell me about myths because I hear them all. And I got to be honest, I thought them. Well, I thought a lot of it. So I was like, oh, you have a travel agent, like you bougie, blah. Like my sister-in-law, who I love. I was like, oh, and then, people, and I'm like, how? So tell me, I think that's probably the biggest myth, right? Is you don't have to be
sure.
Yeah. Talk to me about
this
myths.
This myth, every time I tell someone this, it like blows their mind. So it's like a really fun parlor trick that I like to do, where I buckle people up. I'm like, okay, are you ready now? All right. My services are free.
Right, and then I go, okay, liar, how do you get paid? And I don't mean you liar, but like that feels like snake oil salesman to me. And I'm like, okay, well, what's the deal? So, but what's the you do get paid, you just don't get paid direct from from your client. So tell me how that works.
Right. So across the board, using a travel agent or not, with any single thing that you ever book, hotel, vacation, whatever, they actually build into the price the use of a travel agent. So they put in like a service commission.
Oh, really? So, to everything, whether I use one or not?
Yep, to everything. So you book a hotel on Expedia, guess what? It's in there. It's in there. So when I found that out, I was like, what in the world? I've been ripped off for all these years because I could have been having somebody do all of this for me.
Yeah.
And here I am like doing this all myself. And the vendor, the big business is the one that's taking that commission. So anyways, what happens is when someone does book a trip, the vendor will pay us when the person travels.
Okay.
So it's a blessing and a curse because you're really taking care of the person. You got to get them across the finish line. But, life happens, things happen. So there are those times where someone has to cancel their trip. And unfortunately, that means that we don't get paid. But the great thing is that when they do travel, it doesn't cost them any money. They come home, they have the best time, and then we are paid directly from the vendor for our time, efforts, and energy.
Right. And then you get the referrals. And I mean, people can go to your website because the testimonials are outstanding. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for breaking that myth, though, because there was, you know what I mean? Yep. So you started as just or from what I know, like your brand originally was like We Do Disney Right, and you were just sort of Disney focused, and you've evolved, and now you're We Do Travel Right. So talk to me a little bit about how you shifted and what's the more that you're doing.
Sure. So, once upon a time, when I first became a travel agent, I actually worked for a pretty large travel agency. And after some time there, I started to kind of think about what my next steps were going to be, what I was going to do. And I was very lucky that I had a wonderful group of friends that worked with me at this at my previous travel agency. So we all kind of worked together. We always would plan things together, work on our travelers together, come up with different solutions, troubleshoot for each other. So we really, really worked as a team.
Wow.
So when I decided, you know what, I'm going to take the leap and I'm going to start my own, I wanted to continue to incorporate the we, because that was really important to me. And I think that in this world, there's so many other places to go than just Disney. And although I love Disney, Disney's my most favorite, but there's so many other places to explore. So I kind of incorporated that we mentality of working with a team and made it more focused on all kinds of travel.
I love that.
All travel looks different for all people.
Yeah. I mean, I love Disney too. My wife, Jen, she actually worked years ago. She grew up in California and she worked at Disneyland. And
no way.
Yeah, and her and I have done Disneyland and Disney World, and you know, we're the crazy we have no children, and we're the crazy ones who do that with no children. And we actually
those are the best kind of trips.
Well, we have the joke that we can always tell what time of day it is in the park by how many kids are screaming at any given.
Oh, totally.
Oh, it's lunchtime. But tell me a little bit, because that leads us in, and I don't want to run out of time, because I think this is like super important and why I wanted you on so desperately before the end of 2025. We're going into a new year, and hopefully people are going to, you know, listen, and they're going to, you know, remember life is short and take the trip, and they're going to book something. So tell me a little bit about, you know, what's going on maybe at the parks at Disney that people should be looking out for if they're traveling in 2026. And then also, like, are there any other cool places, whether, you know, maybe there's something you say, if you're a family, you should try this, but if you're, you know, grown-ups only, you should try this.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
What's the Rex right now?
So this is like one of my most favorite things to do, where someone says, oh, I would really like to go on a trip. And then I just kind of listen to them and ask them questions. So you just told me a ton of information without even realizing that you just told me a ton of information. Mm-hmm. So if you were coming to me and you were saying, you know, this is kind of like what we like to do, but we're looking for something different, I'm taking all of these things that you're saying, and I'm really trying to like pinpoint what are some other options that you could do that you may not have thought of. So for adults only, I would absolutely suggest, if you like cruising, or if you have never cruised, but you're a foodie, you love dining and having great drinks, and maybe you like shows, I would absolutely suggest to go on a Virgin Voyage, because those cruises are adults only.
Yeah.
They are not expensive. They are like, you walk on the ship and you're like, it's like you're going to Kohl's, where you're like, okay, I feel like I'm robbing this place. Like, these are all pricey items, and I'm walking out of here like with Kohl's cash, and I didn't even pay anything. Like that's the kind of vibe it is, where it's so nice. And so I would definitely recommend, for adults only, a trip like that. Okay. Just amazing. Another trip for adults only is, I would say, probably to go to Sandals St. Vincent.
Ooh.
It is their brand new resort. It is beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. There's actually a lot of Sandals resorts that are really nice, but that one is one that sticks out as being not too pricey. And the thing is, with all inclusives, especially with like Sandals, is that every single week they do these special deals that we can monitor for people. So like, if you're interested in a certain resort, we'll monitor and say, oh, it's on the deal this week, let's snag it.
Oh, wow.
If the price goes down, we still monitor it anyways, and then we can snag it for the lower price. So those for adults only, I would definitely say that those are probably some things to consider for this upcoming year.
Sold. Sorry.
I know. After this, I'm going to be like, I need your deposit, Jill. Come on.
My wife's going to come home from work and be like, we're going what?
Yeah, exactly.
And what if you have little snotty face humans? I mean, if you have children.
Yeah, yes.
What?
Well, I mean, of course, the no-brainer is definitely Disney. The parks are going through a little bit of growth in 2026. So I'm actually going to suggest that families maybe consider not going to the parks in 2026, but instead trying a Disney cruise. Cruises right now
Okay.
are so hot, and they're hot right now because they're all inclusive. When you walk on the ship, there's not any kind of like, you're not giving your credit card, you're not nickel and diming. Everything is all planned out for you. It's all set, ready to go. There's no hot walking in the parks.
Mm.
And the thing too with Disney Cruise is that they have two brand new ships. One just came out. It's beautiful. I had the privilege of sailing on it for a preview cruise in December. Early December. It was amazing. It's one of those vacations that will just ruin probably all the rest of the vacations, honestly, because it's just so Disney knows kids. So if you have kids, Disney knows exactly how to do the vacation so that you have me time and we time. So you have time with your spouse, you have time by yourself, you have time with your family, you have time one-on-one with one of your kids or whatever.
I love that.
You can do a million different scenarios of this vacation and everybody gets what they need out of it.
All right. So last question. I have one more after
Yes.
this, and they're the like logistical questions, but just one I need to know. Whole globe that you've traveled, Emily Carlson from We Do Travel Right, where is your favorite place you've ever gone personally on vacation?
Okay, let's see. Oh man.
The pressure.
Ooh, this is tough. Oh, I know what I'm going to say. Yes, absolutely. Okay. This past June, and I am telling everyone this not to create purposeful like FOMO, but I'm telling you this as someone, a cautionary tale. Like you need to do this. Okay.
Okay. I'm waiting.
Your life will be changed forever.
Okay.
Alaska. Alaska. I went on an Alaskan cruise and it was absolutely life-changing. It was a good reminder that this world is so beautiful and there's so many unique places and different places to visit.
I love that.
Alaska, that's got to be my answer. It was awesome.
No, I love that. First of all, unexpected. I was really that's why I didn't want to tell you the question ahead of time, and I didn't want to know the answer. I wasn't, and I love it. And I've had friends, my bonus mom and some good friends have also gone to Alaska and have loved it. So everything I've heard has been great.
Yes.
I like really though that it's the United States. And
Yep.
so like so much of our travel, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with world travel, but so much of our travel is about leaving our country.
Right.
And I'm such a believer and there's so many beautiful things to do here in our country.
Between the national
Yeah.
parks, I mean, there is a lot to see in this world, but there's a lot to see where we are right now.
Oh.
And Alaska was one of those trips that was just absolutely life-changing. It was incredible.
So let's wrap with what is the website, and beyond the website, how else can people find you? Socials, email, etc. Whatever you want people to know, shout it out now.
Sure. So our website is wedotravelright.com. Pretty easy to remember. And on Instagram, if you would like to find me personally, I am a We Do Disney Right on Instagram. And then travel-wise, so all kinds of travel is We Do Travel Right on Instagram.
Excellent. And can people email you if they hear this and they want to personally reach out? Do you have an email address?
Sure, absolutely. I would say the easiest one to remember is wedodisneyright@gmail.com.
Perfect. And what I'll do is I'll put all of that information in the body of the podcast for folks. So Emily Carlson,
Amazing.
We Do Travel Right, the agency owner. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. And we do have to wrap, but the show is Biz Buzz 413. I'm your host, Jill Munson. We're inviting you to tell us if you want to be on the show because we'd love to chat with you. So email me. You can get that on our website. And I want to thank our sponsor, Home City Development. They're our Biz Buzz 413 groundbreaker sponsor. We cannot do the show without them. So thanks so much. And remember, as I say, first of all, life is short, so take the trip. And second of all, when you wake up tomorrow morning, remember that you get to do so in the most beautiful part, and I'm sorry, Alaska, but the most beautiful part of our country right here in the 413. Have a great day.
Biz Buzz 413 was brought to you by Living Local.